Hey people, it's Chris Angel coming at you for another episode of Groundswell Marketing. That's the other thing that I do, right? All right, it's Chris Angel, and I'm coming at you in this episode of Marketing for the Rest of Us. There it is, Marketing for the Rest of Us. That's what we're doing. And I just got back from a marketing conference that I was at in California, and it was a 3-day marketing conference. Amazing. Yes, amazing. And one of the things that came up in this conference was certainty. And that in many ways, what people actually want and what they're searching for is certainty, right? Not necessarily answers, but certainty. Now, I can actually attest to this for a while now, years now. I would say one of the things I've been searching for is certainty. Like I want to know certainty in myself. I want to know who I am. I want to know what I'm doing. I want to know how to get there. And all of that is about being certain about the next step, certain in, are my goals even the right goal? Like all of that, right? And I think a lot of people right now, especially with an overload of information, are more confused than ever. And that's leaving us with uncertainty. I mean, that's the problem. The problem is we have a lot of uncertainty. Now, what I started to notice this week as I was going through this conference was that certainty is not necessarily about answers. And that's, I think, where we get it wrong. Like we are looking for answers in order to be certain. We're looking for what's right and not what's wrong in order to be certain about the next step we take. Yes? So here's what I want you to consider. Certainty actually comes not from information, but from living life. So when you live life, the things that you've lived will give you certainty, yes? Like, in other words, the certainty is not in someone else's answer, but in your own truth. You live your life and you have your experiences, and in those experiences, you are certain of whatever it is. You are certain that it was good, you're certain that it was bad, you're certain that you learned, whatever. But there is a certainty that comes with having experienced your own life. Now, here's the next cool part. The more you experience, the more certainty you gain, right? So this is where I had gotten stuck and have been stuck, right? Is where I've been looping in a pattern over and over again where my surroundings and my challenges don't really change. It's kind of the same. I keep chewing on the same bone over and over again, trying to get more out of this current environment in order to find certainty. But certainty doesn't come, obviously, I'm not certain in the current life experience I've had for whatever it is I'm trying to expand into. And that certainty is only going to come when I begin to take a step into the unknown, then experience it. And only then, after experiencing it, can I have my own truth about it, my own experience about it, which then gives me what? Gives me certainty. So what I started to realize was that certainty isn't found in information, it's found in living your life. And the more life you live, the more new experiences you have, the more certainty you gain. And in gaining more certainty, people actually look at you as a leader. People look to you for answers. And it's not that, guys, I mean, look, we can put humility on this. It's not that you have all the answers. It's not that you even have the right answers. It's just that you have certainty. And that's what people actually want more than answers. Your answer may not be the right answer for somebody else. We don't know if my answer is going to work for you, but that I'm certain about my answer, that I'm certain about my truth, gives you courage to take on your journey and find your truth. Do you see how this works? So this is why this is so important in the space of marketing, right? Because in marketing, we're so addicted to trying to find somebody else's answer and find certainty in somebody else's system and have that then solve our problems. And by our problems, I mean give us certainty. We think what it is we're trying to solve our problems called, well, I want leads and lead generation, or I want better leads that convert, or whatever. But that's just the face we put on it. That's just the facade of it all. What we're really wanting is certainty, because when you have certainty, you'll keep going. And what we know about business is ultimately it's just whether you're going to keep going or not. Now you can fine tune and add what you bring to it as you go, but without certainty, you won't keep going. It doesn't matter what answer I give you. If I give you an answer, but you're not certain, you'll do it for a bit, abandon it, and then try a different answer from somebody else. And you'll try that for a bit, and then you'll abandon that. Why? Because you don't have certainty. I know this. I've lived this. I'm certain. I'm certain about this. Right? So what do we do with this? By the way, it was cool with this insight about certainty. I started to realize, like, rather than see in the space of like, this little container I live in here is the space I live in, and my truth lives. My truth is only this big, and my truth could get bigger if I took on new experiences. I don't like the phrase "get out of your comfort zone" because I think it's overused and we misinterpret it. But I think what that's trying to get at is if you can expand into new experiences, right? Then live that experience, and you'll have some truth. That's how we grow. That's how we grow, and not just grow in our knowledge and our skills, but we grow in our certainty. I had this metaphor or image for this, which was like, certainty is like an amoeba. Do you remember in science where like there was this little squirming little amoeba, and when it finds something that it wants to eat or whatever it is, like it absorbs it, right? And then now it's bigger, and then it's swimming along, and then there's another thing it latches onto, and boom, it grabs it and it gets bigger, and then it swims and it grabs the next thing and it gets bigger. And what happens with certainty is that, like, we go out and we take the step into the unknown, and we bump into something, a new experience, and our little amoeba bumps into it, grabs it, it gets bigger, and our certainty grows. With uncertainty, as we step into uncertainty, our certainty grows, right? Because we're actually living in the uncertainty, which then makes it what? Which then turns it from uncertain to certain, right? Our ceiling has become our floor. Right? I'm uncertain. Oh, I bumped through. Now I'm certain about this. My ceiling is now my floor, and I go into my next uncertainty. Oh, I bump into it. I learned something. Now I'm certain about that, and on we go, right? And so the cool part about that was living in this smaller space that I'm in, this smaller space of certainty that I'm in. I've been trying to find answers here by reading books, podcasts, courses, programs, all of that. I'm trying to find answers in here, but I'm not taking a step outside into the unknown to experience something new. I'm trying to take information from outside and apply it to this small realm of certainty that I have. But do you see why this doesn't work? Because I can't expand my certainty without, which is what I'm ultimately looking for. This is why I'm going to the courses, reading the books, doing the podcast. Why I'm doing all that is to try to it's actually to gain certainty. But I don't get the certainty by taking outside information and then applying it in this small space of current certainty. I have to step into the unknown, live it, and then having experienced it, become certain about it, and that is how I gain my certainty. So let's pull this full circle, right? If what we're really after is certainty, and the only way to get certainty is to go live in the unknown until you're certain, then ultimately the game, do you see what the game becomes? Stepping into the next new experience. The game is to keep pushing yourself into the unknown in order to increase your certainty. And as you increase your certainty, here's what happens. People by default put you in a position of leadership because you've experienced more than they've experienced. When you have more certainty than others have certainty, people look at you and they go, oh, well, wow, Chris has done 68 or 67 Facebook Lives a day, right? I've done 68 or 67 Facebook Lives in the last 68 days, right? Like and many people haven't done that. And so if they saw that, they're like, oh, well, Chris just knows. Chris knows. Like, he must know what he's doing. This is where we get it wrong. Listen, I'm happy to have that label put on me. I want to lead people, but I'm not leading people from a place of like, my answer is right and your answers are wrong and you need me. I'm your savior. That's not how this works. I'm just more certain because I've done 68 days in a row of Facebook Lives and you haven't. So there are some things I'm certain about that you're not, only because I've lived them and you haven't. And by nature puts me in a leadership position to help those who have not gone where I've gone. That's leadership, right? Is helping people go where they have not gone. And I can only take you down the road that I've walked. I can only walk you down the road that I've gone, that you have not gone. And so that is if you want to go, let's now take this full circle and then up 30,000 feet. Like, that is what marketing is. Marketing is not you selling. Marketing is you earning a position of influence and leadership in the minds of people because you have experienced certainty by expanding into the uncertain, living that life, adopting it now as certain, and sharing it back with others through your message in your marketing. And as you do that, people do what? They put you in a position of leadership and they go, wow, you're certain. I wasn't that certain. You must know. I don't know. Hey, please help me. Do you see? Guys, that is how this works. And if we want to now bring it back to the title of the show, Marketing for the Rest of Us, if we want to compete, the rest of us want to compete with all the big budgets, the people who are spending $100,000 a day in Facebook ads, or the people who are ninjas at SEO, and all the people who understand algorithms, which isn't me. If we want to compete, I don't even mean like hopefully eat the scraps from those people. If I mean we want to compete at the level that those people compete at, then it's about your ability, my ability to gain certainty in life by living life into the unknown and then sharing back with the people we're trying to serve with what we found. And in doing so, people will look to you and be grateful for you because you're sharing not just information. What are you sharing? You're sharing certainty. And that's what people are looking for. And so when they feel like you're certain, so listen, between two people, one person has a lot of information and a lot of right answers, but they're not certain. And the other person doesn't have as many answers, but they're very certain. Which person is more likely, are they more likely to buy from? If it were me, as the consumer in this example, I would buy from the person who is more certain. Because I don't want to put my life in the hands of someone who's not certain, no matter how much information or wisdom or smarts they have. I want to put my life in the hands of somebody who's what? Certain. So that is it, gang. That is, if we, again, take another angle on marketing, what marketing is about is creating certainty. And in order for you can't lead others where you have not gone. So for you to influence and inspire others into your leadership, you have to keep taking on new experiences in life, learn from those experiences. It's not about information, it's about what life teaches you in the living of that experience. And then you take that and it becomes certainty for you, and then you share that back with people. And listen, if you just listen, 68 episodes, I just wrote it down, I can't remember how many I've done. 67 or 68 episodes up to this point. And what am I doing with you? What am I doing in these 68 episodes? I'm simply sharing my perspective on marketing and how it will work for us based on the life I've lived and how I keep stepping into the unknown for myself to the point where I'm certain and I'm like, oh, this is how we compete with all the algorithms and the SEO and all that stuff. I go, this. Now, am I the smartest guy about marketing? No. Nope. I might be one of the most passionate for you and me, for my tribe. Why? Because I'm certain. I'm certain of what I've seen. I'm certain of what I've lived. And I see something. And I think it can help you. So, if you'd like some help in your marketing, I'm going to give you two options. One, you can private message me. Right? You're like, yes, listen, yes, I want to know more about what you've seen in marketing. Help me see it too so that I can grow my marketing in a way that is modern and is authentic and actually works for me. Second option is to go to myclaritycall.com. right? And it's just going to take you to a landing page. And on that page is a place for you to enter your information to schedule time to talk to me one-on-one through a Zoom call, where we actually figure out, like, where are you wanting to go, and where are you stuck? And then to see if there's some way, I don't know what that is yet, some way to help you. It's an hour call. That's like free coaching. So those are your two options for how I can help you. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I'll catch you tomorrow for another episode of Grounds Marketing for the Rest of Us. Okay, see ya.